How does someone become like? Because I feel like you're like a cave expert at this point. How do you learn about all these caves? What got you interested in this Wisconsin underground?
Like many people, I went to the Cave of the Mounds when I was a kid, and that sparked the interest. But if you really want to learn, there's a Wisconsin Speleological Society, which is a great place to start. And they have a website.
Speleological?
Excellent.
Well, thank you. What is that? That's caving,
It's
right?
caving. And there's a national society, so it is called a grotto of the national.
Wow. Okay. So you have this interest in it. I always worry about caves because I'm a little claustrophobic. Is that ever an issue? Does that deter some people? Is it scary?
It deters some people, but I think, like me, it's part of the adventure. And so as a kid, when you're walking into the Cave of the Mounds and the tour guide turns off the light, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
But that spark that motivates you, that sparks an interest.
Are the caves ever small, where you have to almost like crawl through, or are they usually pretty big?
Wisconsin has maybe 350 known caves, and most of them are quite small, being large enough that you can enter it, but not really hundreds and hundreds of feet of passage.
Okay.
But Wisconsin has some big caves too, and those are generally open to the public.
Okay.
So your first book was inspired by a family trip to Cave of the Mounds, but then the second edition was by request. Did you visit all of the caves that you featured in your book?
Over time, I will confess that for the second edition, there were a few that I didn't quite get another trip to.
Okay, but that's how many caves total?
There's 176 sites in the book that includes mines and tunnels as well as caves in 35 counties.
What's the difference, because you mentioned that, between, say, a tunnel and a cave? Or I'm not sure if I know what the definition is to separate the two.
I don't know that there's an official definition. I think of a tunnel as a straight man-made passage as opposed to a natural cave.
Okay.
What's your favorite one that you've been in, and why did you like it so much?
People always ask this, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
So the biggest, the fave really, is Crystal Caves in, it's near Spring Valley, west of Eau Claire, because it's the state's largest known cave. But there are many caves that are really fun because you can get to them on your own, including a couple at Governor Dodge State Park and Wyalusing State Park.
Are there a lot of caves that you can visit in the winter?
A few. The biggest is Cave of the Mounds near Mount Horeb.
Okay.
And it's open year-round with events and regular tours. In Richland County, there's Eagle Cave, which has overnight camping for Boy Scouts and other groups, and it's great because they cannot get lost. They can crawl along a lot of side passages that all come back to the main passage.
Oh, neat.
Great fun.
Are you always with guides, you know, when you go into a cave, or are these things that you do on your own?
Some you can do on your own. There's lots of public land in Wisconsin, and some of it has some small features here and there.
It's fantastic. What's the question that you get asked most often when people know that you write about this subject?
The favorite?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I don't know, the closest perhaps. And here in southeast Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Public Museum has some great cave replicas and geology information. And Miller Brewing Company has beer caves